Hello, everybody. It says I'm live, so I am going to try something new tonight. I have this, okay, so for those of you who don't know, I actually have like a Super Nintendo, I've got a Nintendo 64, I have a Wii U, I've got a PlayStation 4, an original Xbox, like the first Xbox, and then I have this like retcon video game system that plays original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis games. That thing isn't working that well lately, but I've got some pieces coming because I tried last night to connect my Super Nintendo to my streaming software to be able to stream, because I have so many Super Nintendo games. I figured it would be like fun to play them, like especially after everything they said today with the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers stuff. I thought it would be fun to play I have all the Power Rangers games for Super Nintendo, which I didn't have when I was a kid. So I thought it would be fun to play those. But I can't get that to work just right because of the Elgato video capture device, which is the thing you would use to like import VHS tapes onto your computer. It doesn't work with Silicon Macs, and my Mac is a Pro, or is a Max, whatever the ones that came out at the end of last year. So it's silicone, so it doesn't work. So essentially, I can no longer capture any home movies, but I have my old laptop still, but there's no way that'll work for gaming tonight. So I have had this for a while. This was a Christmas gift I got a couple of years ago, and I only have a TV in my loft and then one in my bedroom. So there isn't really anywhere for me to use this because I already have a Super Nintendo. So I've like kept it on the side when I was like, oh, when I move, I'll put it in a guest room and it'll be for my guests. Isn't that so nice of me? But also the thing about this is like, it's great. It's tiny. It's compact. I have it all set up right over here. It's teeny tiny. It's like you can't add to it. It only has Super Mario World and it only has Donkey Kong 1. And we all know that the, what's the girl Kong's name? The one with the ponytails who can swirl her hair around and fly. Rafi, honestly, I might buy that Elgato capture card off of you because I'm using a kind of a rip-off one. The only problem is my computer only takes USB-C now. We're in this whole thing. So it's all about me trying to fix all these like patches and everything like that. So I'm just doing this for fun. I swear. It's like just for fun. Like maybe someday my YouTube will be monetized. I can't do it right now. So this is really just like these live streams and like videos are for me to like keep practicing and learning new things. And then this way, when I have to do stuff like for work or some other like related function, I'll feel a little more like comfortable and good about doing it. So I thought the live stream of the Ghostbusters Proton Pack without, I mean, I was doing a Robert De Niro right there. But I felt like if I hadn't struggled with the box so much, it would have been great. But I feel like in terms of like the multi-camera setup, it was great. So I don't know, it just feels very empowering to know I could do something like that. So now I was like, well, I want to continue that and I want to try streaming. And I don't want to, maybe I can do Twitch eventually, but I was like, I don't know, why not just on the YouTube channel? Because I've got everyone's streaming like, I know a lot of like the newer like PS4 and I think PS5 does it. I know they have like a streaming option, but it's like I like side scrollers. I can't mentally unless I loved Spider-Man, I loved Miles Morales, and I loved Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which their sequels are all PlayStation 5 exclusives. I just learned, which I don't have a PlayStation 5, and Jedi comes out in March, so I'm going to put a tin can out on the sidewalk, I think, at some point to try and get a PlayStation 5 or something like that. I'll figure something out. I'll paint again. I always start painting when I need to make a big purchase. It makes me feel like a little more like, okay. But hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. The Egan Edge, when you said Moshi Moshi, I laugh because my friend always says Moshi Moshi to me. So that was very funny. But Rafi, I do have a Switch. I do have a Switch. I do have like a 3DS XL. I literally keep this. Somebody sent this to me because I have an original Game Boy, like original, but the screen was like burning out, so it was really, really, really hard to see. And somebody sent me this Game Boy Color, which was really nice. The sound's a little like messed up, but I literally only play one Game Boy game, and that is Tetris. And it's because I feel like I suffer from sort of an undiagnosed ADHD situation, and that game really becomes therapeutic and helps me like fix and straighten my mind for a little bit. So I find it very like when I'm super anxious, I think it's a good thing for me to play, because it's like kind of about like how we like move and organize our thoughts. I feel like, I don't know, you know, some days you just feel like a square, and other days you're that weird backwards, that upside down, the Harry Potter scar. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm doing this. Yeah, I like side scrollers. I find them to be sort of a lot more relaxing. You know, everybody loves something nostalgia based and everything like that, and so I just thought it would be a lot of fun. So right now, I have my the Super Nintendo is plugged in like sort of how I used to plug my camera in, and I have my camera plugged in too, and then my microphone obviously it's under my shirt, and the problem is I can't hear the game while I'm playing unless I also hear myself. And I feel like when I listen to the audio playing myself, I sound drunk. So I will have this on for a hot second. I don't have it on yet, but I'm going to turn it on a little bit so I can just hear the noise a little bit. So I'm sorry. I apologize if I sound a little drunk. But I ordered some stuff on Amazon. I had a gift card. So I ordered a composite cable to HDMI cable, and then I ordered a HDMI splitter. Craig told me to give that a try because he thinks that way I could put it on like the TV, and then that way I can hear it on the TV a little bit as opposed to here, and then also I could be like playing on the TV. So so I have that. What else did I order? I ordered something else. I don't remember. No, I don't know. It was like 4 things. Because I was like, oh, this is expensive. But like, I think I ordered like another HDMI cable so I could have a really long one to bring it over there. And then it was like one more thing. But yeah, I just thought like retro video games would be kind of fun. I was doing it during, like when we were in the lockdown part of the pandemic. I did it a couple of times because I did it for like, I think one of my, I don't know if I did Power Rangers or I did, or it was one of the Disney games maybe or something like that. But I basically just filmed myself with a camera and then played, and then I was capturing with my old computer and the old Elgato, which doesn't work anymore with this computer, like I said a few minutes ago. I was doing it that way and then editing it together, which was a pain in the butt and kind of takes a lot of the spontaneity out of it. So I plugged this in, it seems to be working, and it's great, because otherwise this was just taking up space in my thing over here, because that dream of moving seems to get farther and farther away every day. I'm not even talking about moving out of Florida. I'm just talking about moving out of this apartment into something where this little, I was trying to think of that thing in the sea that grows to the size of its shell, but I don't know what that would be. But as soon as this little sea monster can grow to the size of his thing, but I feel like the more space I have, the more I'm going to be able to do. Like, I would love to one day, like I said, just have like a studio, like a whole, like for photos, for like fun pictures, YouTube videos, and things like that. And then obviously like a workspace and everything. I think it would be a lot of fun. So I am going to have an adult beverage tonight. Tonight we are trying Ambrosia. This is from Treehouse. I got this when I was in Massachusetts. It came from the sandwich one. I have never had this. It's been sitting here waiting for me for a minute here because now the can is sweating. But Ambrosia is an American IPA brewed with a blend of American hops and finished atop heaps of coconut, oranges, and pineapple. It pours a beautiful orange color in the glass and carries notes of tropical fruit, salad, ripe citrus, and toasted coconut. With this beer, a combination of simple ingredients results in a beverage whose enjoyment is greater than the sum of its parts. Enjoy. American IPA, 1 pint, 7.2%. Brewed in Charlton, Massachusetts. Contains coconut. I guess coconut is the thing people are allergic to, right? So I'm excited. I love Treehouse. Hermit Crab Andrew is 100%, I think, what I was thinking of. But I haven't had this one. I went to the sandwich brewery for the first time, I've said before on here, and I finally got to try a bunch, and I brought a lot of beer back. And so I'm just trying to try it all. I have so many different ones to try in there still, because like Craig split some packs with me, and there was a bunch of like 2-packs. I got lucky. So I have a ton of stuff that I feel like I should invite him over, or not invite him over. He's got that brand new baby. I can go over to his house and I'll split some with him, I think. I don't know about all of you. Like, first of all, I love being cold. Because I love a good layered outfit. I love jackets. I love sneakers and high tops. I like wearing jeans that like fit and they show off my legs, which is nice. I would prefer to be like on the colder side than on the hotter side, because I don't want to be sweaty. And my biggest, the hardest time I have with that is because I think the heaters are like never on in Florida when we have a couple of these like colder nights, like, cause it cut down, I think it was like 38 degrees last night or something like that in the middle of the night. So I have the heater to kick on if it goes to under like 67 in the house. Cause my apartment, I keep saying house, I live in an apartment. My apartment, is, I have a loft, so it's like really tall ceilings and you come in downstairs. So like, I feel like it keeps the cold or the heat in. One or the other. It's one of those. I'm like trap forever trap. But it keeps that in. So if I don't put some heat on, it'll just stay like frigid forever. So I turn it on, but I don't know. I think it's because like the heater's never used or something, but something gets burned up and it just like always, oh my God, it feels awful. It makes me think I constantly have COVID, because I'll be like, you know, you wake up and you have a little bit of that scratch in your throat and the nose, and I think there's like mold in it or something. But I took tests today and the other day, and they're still negative. So hopefully I don't. I feel bad. I used a Bottologic glass for my treehouse. Don't tell anyone. Yep. Delicious. This is so good. Also, yeah, I actually read a study that says that you sleep better when you're on the colder side than when you're on the warmer side. I know there's people who like to be in that toasty warm thing, but they were saying that's part of the colder room or something like that. Girl, I'm a 52-year-old woman in menopause, so yeah, the window is open right now in Maine. Oh, God, Tori. Oh, I love it. My mom I feel like, is always like, oh, hot flash. And the house will always be boiling when I visit, and I'm like, oh God. And so it's just like open a window and it's just like ice comes in. It's the best thing ever. An air purifier, I'm not even being facetious or like rude or anything like that. I think that's actually a phenomenal idea. I didn't think of that. I know like Dyson makes one. I'm sure it's $1 million, but that's a great idea. I should really do an Amazon wish list. Whoops. Well, I bought Power Ranger toys today instead of adult purchases, so I don't know what to say about myself. But anyway, since I guess everyone's tuning in because I said I was playing Nintendo games live, I'm going to turn this on. I figured out how to do a little picture-in-picture, so let me just flip it on here. Don't worry, I'm still here. Boom, look at that. Little tiny me. Let's see if this the audio comes through. I'm going to turn on the audio monitoring just for a second, so I might sound a little bit weird because there's nothing I can do. I practiced earlier, and I was like, I can't. There's no way to not sound drunk. It's like it automatically slows me down. See, I can't, because it's like, oh, what's that guy in my ear saying? It's not important. So I'm hoping that if I do the audio, the HDMI splitter, like one signal can go on the TV, and then I can use my headphones with the TV, listen to that, play over here. The solution would have been if there was an audio out on the console, and there's not. So let's play Super Mario. I'm going to play for like, I don't know, like 30 minutes, maybe a little more. And just see how far we get. And then next time I'll pick up where we left off, and then maybe we can do, like, see how long it takes to beat this game. It's going to be a long time because I am not great at these. I've turned it off because I don't think I can actually concentrate with the audio monitoring on. Anyway, I need people in this chat, though, to be like, like I said, I'm okay at, oh, God. Like, I played them when I was a kid and stuff. But if you know of like secrets as I'm going through, hey, call them out. Call them out. But also feel free to like chit chat, ask me any questions or anything as we go. I'm not an interesting person, so I don't know. I'm trying this for the first time. I feel like I should blow this chat window up a little bit larger because, God, now I am becoming my mother. Where's my Cheetos? I don't have any yet. I hate when she calls. My mom does this thing too where she like puts her glasses and she like hangs them down and they're like in her mouth all the time. And I'm like, woman, it is unsanitary. Oh no, Larry, I was at the first day of Festival of the Arts. I'm sad I didn't see you. Oh, Rafi, I didn't know there was a splitter in that El Gato. So, okay. Can you all hear the audio of the video game or no? Let me press play and start playing it. And if you need me to turn it up, please let me know too, because it sounded okay in my headset, but I've turned it off, so now I can't hear it, but you should all be able to see it too. So, oh, thank you, Jorge. I appreciate it. Some days you're just like, am I going to get in trouble when I say this thing? So here's the thing about the way I'm doing this right now is that even though this is like USB, the reason why I can do this is because this is an HDMI out cable. And so like my computer registers that as a camera. But the thing is, my computer, I think, kind of hates the input while it's using this eCam thing. So it's a little stuttery. So I think I'm like doing this the wrong way. But this is part one of me just trying out new things, right? Like, oh geez, Yoshi, come on. Doesn't he get, if he gets like 10 of these, the green shell is the worst, isn't it? It's just like, you're like, oh, it's going to do something. You know what it's going to do? It's going to come back and hit you and knock you on your booty. There's this artist I follow okay, first of all, sorry, I'm getting carried away. Ah, no! There's an artist I follow on... I had two thoughts and I've lost one. But there is an artist I follow on Instagram, and he does these sort of like realistic portraits of characters like this, like Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. And I know I'm supposed to go up there, but it's also like, I don't want to leave my dinosaur friend behind. Stay put, please. And it just, it always, they look good, but he just did Yoshi recently, and it's like a little scary. I forgot what I was going to say. It was something related to Yoshi. There we go. How do we feel about the Mario animated film that's coming up? Because I'm pretty excited for that. I can't say that I'm thrilled about Chris Pratt, what we've heard of Mario so far, but I'm going to keep an open mind. Go down the tubes. You're right. I feel like I'm missing... Wait, I think it's this one. Hold on. I'm just jumping over him like a damn fool right now. Nope. I know there's a tube. Oh, there we go. You're right. Oh, yeah. And these were like the crazy blocks, right? Wait. No, these are the ones where like you'll swim underwater with them. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Girl, get over here. Shoot. Yeah, but I don't even think I need to do that because I can do this thing. Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, see? Boom. If these are all coins, I swear to God. There we go. I was like, don't do this to me. Don't you do this to me. Nope, just coins. Well, whatever. Oh, Jocelyn, you have a Corgi. I love my little babies. I took them for a walk not long ago. I got two. Artie is turned 9 on September 11th. That's how I'll never forget his birthday. That wasn't meant to be a joke. That just came out like a joke. But yeah, I love them. And then Rocket is a rescue, and he is 8. He just had his 8th birthday. My little babies, my little sweet angels. They're definitely taking on the shape of loaf of breads at this point. So I love them. I actually literally just saw a video on Instagram, like a reel, and it was like oh, you think you're getting a Corgi, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, this is what to expect. And it was basically, like, constant barking, the desperate search for food. And then it was like you have your own permanent doorbell. And it's just, it was so accurate. It was, like, scary. But I loved, I just, oh, fudge in my pants. I just, they're the first smaller sized dogs I've ever had in my life. And, but it's like the largest personalities ever. Like, they're like people. They're like little people trapped inside of this, inside of a dog body. I didn't mean little people. I meant like small people, like miniature humans. And I feel like it came off weird, but, now I'm just going to second guess everything I say tonight. So good luck with that. Although Corgi actually does, I believe, I believe it means like dwarf dog or something like that. Because that is the whole thing. They're dogs that have dwarfism, I believe. Ah, fudge, we're dead. Oh, the time, Jocelyn, I'm telling you right now, the time flies with these Corgis. Like, you will blink your eye and be like, I have lost 5 years of your life. Oh, hello, Mark. Good to see you. Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Perfect. Oh, man, I have a shirt that says Obi-Wan Ken Party. I should send that to you. What was I going to say? Oh, video. Okay. So if you're ever in the Orlando area, sweet Jesus, that thing was huge. If you're ever in the Orlando area, I actually just went to one of the retro video game stores the other day on like Sunday. There's one called Cybertron, and Cybertron usually has like a system. Like when I was in there were multiple Nintendo 64s, like unopened ones. I want, so the one I have here I think is pretty much dead because my mom has, the house my mom lives in now, when she moved in there, I believe it was an older gentleman lived there before, and he built an addition onto the house, and it has like, it's essentially like a garage with a pool. So there's like a pool that's like technically inside of the house. So it's like there's a pool in my house, and people be like, oh, you come for money. I'm like, well, not really. Also, it's a different story now. So, like, the first 20 years of my life, it wasn't like that. I mean, my mom's definitely not made of money or anything like that. But it's like, when I was a senior in high school, I did not have health insurance. My mom did not have a job. She lost her job, unfortunately. She was a part of a big layoff after September 11th. And so, like, it was, I have never gone without, luckily, because I have a very supportive family structure, and I'm very lucky to have the grandparents that I do. I'm just going to keep trying to kill myself on that guy right there. I see what I'm supposed to do. You know, without them, I think it would have felt, oh, God, I think it would have felt a lot different. So I always think, like, when I think of parents, I feel like lucky that I had like so many parents. I feel like it wasn't just my mom. I mean, my mom was my mom and my dad, and my grandma was my mom and my dad, and my grandpa was my mom and my dad, and so like that's why I feel very, and I feel like there's other people out there where it's like, you know, it's just, it takes a village, and I had a wonderful, wonderful village to do it. And I cannot remember why I started the story. Oh, my mom left the N64 outside. Basically, she left it in that pool room thing. And I was like, you know, I think it's like, Cole, they hate this thing. I was like, just level the thing. Okay, this is going to make all those yellow squares. Cybertron is in Winter Park. There is one by UCF as well in terms of like, in terms of retro video game stores. If you're ever looking, I believe it's called like Gamer Inc. And it's right across from the lake for like the Target area that's over there, or there's like a Target, a Regal, all that stuff. It's right over there. That one I feel like is a little more expensive. They do always have systems too, but Cybertron had multiple N64s, and I was saying I want the green one because I think my mom ruined this other one. So it doesn't work, but I have the games. I can't get it to like I think the light comes on, but I can't get a system. So I got to try a couple things, and if not, I might have to invest in a new N64 because I never beat Donkey Kong 64. And with that, Mario impregnated all of the Super Mario world. But I want to play that. I want to play GoldenEye, and I want to try to Mario 64. But Mario 64, I got the game. There was a thing for the Switch where it was Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and then Mario Galaxy. I had never played Mario Sunshine or Mario Galaxy, so I got those, and I've realized I am absolutely awful at Mario 64, but I want to play through it. So, and I want to do it the way God intended on the original game. So, oh, some tricky stuff going on up in here. Oh yeah, she's not gonna make that. Oh my God, why did I second guess myself? Yeah, so they had a green see-through. The one I always wanted when I was a kid, because I had one of those, like, am I paused? I had one of those, like, the controllers that were like green and you could see through it, but like a regular N64, because I think that green controller came with Donkey Kong, but they make a green Nintendo 64, and that like lime green thing is like my favorite aesthetic ever, especially when it's like see-through and you can see everything inside of it. Anyway, they had one there at Cybertron, but it was like $250, and I'm like, I feel like you gotta be freaking kidding me, Mario. I feel like if a PlayStation 5, if I want to be able to play those games, it's like, we got to pick and choose, right, kids? So, but I think they had a N64 there for like $100. That was like, you kidding me with this, Susan? I feel like, I'm not going to try and get that. I'm going to try one more time and then I'm going to move on. But I forgot what I was saying now too. I'm going to take these headphones out of my ears. Oh, you got to be friggin' kidding me. You got to be friggin' kidding me, Mario. Pull your weight. Pull your weight. Pull your weight. You're a plumber? Fix something. Yeah, did I just go into a game I already? Oh, I was already halfway through this. Am I having a stroke? Is this beer that strong? Anyway, the moral of that story was, I think I need a new N64, and I'm not going to be like a spoiled brat about it at this point in my life, and I'm just going to get whatever the cheapest one is at some point, hopefully. But Cybertron usually has them, and I believe my Super Nintendo actually came from, I know my retro video game console, the one that doesn't work, came from Gamers Inc., because Pete likes that store. And I think Cybertron is a little more in line with how I feel like the pricing should be on a lot of games, especially the retro ones. But Gamers Inc. is good too. It's good too. It's good backup. I'd start at Cybertron and then move to Gamers Inc. I think there's another one too at this point. I feel like there's one called like Hudson Comics maybe, and they have games. Tori, I feel like that's the thing with Donkey Kong. They're always like impossible to beat. Excuse me. My favorite like video game ever is Donkey Kong Country. No question. Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3. I love those games. So that's why that's really why I wanted to do this. I want to play through those games. Oh my God, I used to be so excited. It was like the best like Christmas or birthday gift I could ever get was one of those games. Oh my God. I was lucky. It was my uncle that got us a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. Santa Claus, I believe, brought us the original Nintendo, and I remember my mom like brought it back to the store because it was like, it's not working. And then like the next one we got too, it was the same thing where it was like, it's because you had to like, remember you had to like take the game out and like blow in it, and like I don't think the world had quite discovered that yet, but. Oh, you gotta be friggin' kidding me. Why would we have the firepower if this stupid ass cactus is here? I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear. God. For the love of God, is this not Super Mario World? Where are the feathers? Good Lord. But anyway, it's also one of those things where I was like, I think retro video games is just on the rise, so I worry everything is going to be like so expensive. But I'm pretty sure at this point I have like every video game I think I still have the ones I had when I was a kid. And look at this. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, nope, she's just sinking. Nope, now I can't swim. Okay, I'm slow. All right, I got too sassy about everything. I got too cocky. But I think because it's like on the rise, this is the part where the audio would help because I'm terrified. Yep. I think because it's on the rise, it's a, you son of a bee. It's just gonna get more expensive. So it's like, get into it now, you know? Also, I think there's just something very, not cathartic. What's the word I'm looking for? It's just like, it's relaxing to play this type of a game sometimes. Like, I'm not saying that, like I said, I love Spider-Man, I love Jedi Fallen Order. Those type of games are those were very fun. And there's like great to this other stuff, but it's like, something about these kind of mellows you out a little bit more than those, I think. I didn't play the Jurassic Park game for Super Nintendo, but I do have it now because we were on a streak where we'd go to the Cybertron or Gamers Inc. game like essentially every day after work. And so I have games where it was like, I liked the box, so we got them. Like, I have a really cool, I only got it because I thought it was really cool art. A Rocketeer Super Nintendo game that's in like perfect condition in its box, and I just was like, I love the box art. Also, I got a bunch of the Sega games because I thought that thing was going to work, and it doesn't really work, the retro video game player. But tell me there's something up here. Oh, really? Oh, see, now I know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, there we go. Now we got flower power. But I liked the plastic boxes that Sega Genesis had. You know, awful for the environment these days. But still, I just loved... I like there's a VR Troopers. I never knew there was a VR Troopers game. I mean, I didn't have Sega when I was a kid, so I didn't know. So all that sort of stuff is new to me. But I was like, I want to play Sonic and stuff, so... Yeah, I hear you, Mark, about selling it, because I think like a lot of people did, like right before it became a thing where people were like, I was pressured into selling, like I had a PlayStation 2. I mean, and I wasn't really like a PlayStation guy or anything, so it wasn't like that was a hard sell, but I only had it because there was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer game that I wanted to play, so it's fine. I'm going to get smushed. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. All right, we got to step on this idiot. Oh no, he fell on me! Get out of here! Get out of here! Also, I feel like it's kind of messed... You gotta be freaking kidding me! I gotta knock him in there like 3 times though, don't I? Oh no, it was just once. Oh, thank God. I feel like we're maybe like in that same age where it was just kind of that thing where people were like, it's time to let go of some of those things. And you're really like, no. Now that we're like adults, we're like, no, we didn't have to. Like, I think it was just different for like our parents or people even older than that, you know, that it was different for their walks of life. But for us, there's like this kind of thing. I feel like it's even, I'll even try to tie it back to like an environmentalist standpoint and be like, it's less plastic in the dumpsters because we kept our stuff and continued to use it until they died. We kept them till the day they died, and cheers to that. So I really wasn't a PlayStation person until I got that PlayStation 4, and even then, I'm like haven't played a million games. I have, like I said, it's the the 2 Spider-Man, Jedi Fallen Order, and then I've got a bunch, like I'm playing Guardians of the Galaxy right now, and that one's okay. And I got the Avengers one, even though I heard it was terrible, but I got it for like $15 or something like that. And then I've got like a Ghostbusters game. There's like a Ninja Turtles game. There's like a new Ghostbusters game that I just got as a gift, but I've heard that like you have to play online for that, and I don't really have the internet connection to be able to do that in this, and the wiring is like, it's awful. I'm actually surprised we're even able to do this right now. Yeah. So online gaming is not really my thing. Also, I'm afraid of strangers. So I'm afraid of some like kid on the internet calling me a bad word. I mean, people yell at me outside of cars, so who cares? Maybe on the internet it's a little better because it's like, I don't know where you go. I'm going to get a second one. Get out of here. Nope. I'm just going to be tiny. Just going to keep getting the first one. Again, I apologize for the sniffing. I feel like there is this is one of those, oh, fudge, Mario, pick it up. Pick it up, you lazy. Oh, God. Okay, we're going to do that, but we're going to fly backwards now. We're not letting this go. I am not, this is how I knew I was just, like, not meant to be, like, the best of gamer, because I think it's like a, I swear, I am one of those people where I think, like, in the end, we're going to learn about all these, like, sort of benefits that, like, gaming, like, years from now, like, or not years from now, I think we're going to be learning about it, like, right now. Like, all these people that were big gamers when they were kids, they're going to have, like, sort of dexterity skills and things like that, multitask ability that, like, those of us who maybe were, like, told not to play that much, fudge, won't have. And I don't know. It's that same thing where people were like, comic books aren't books. And I'm like, if the kid is reading, the kid is reading. Who cares what the story is? Just get them interested in storytelling. Mario, if you could just like miss every single coin on the way. Oh, I didn't watch Last of Us yet. I do want to watch it, but I never played the game. So I'm like looking forward to that sort of like not knowing anything about it sort of thing. I mean, I think it's like zombies or something. Or, there's a, oh, I see a secret up there. I'm coming for you, Mr. K. No, Mario, get out of here, no, Mr. Mario. I don't know why I thought these, okay, what the hell? I thought that these oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. Although I need that guy's, I need his thing. I always thought these guys were so funny, like, in their underwear. What the hell? What the hell? I do really, oh, fudge, my pants. I do really want to watch it, though. I knew I was getting it. Yeah, everything about The Last of Us is going to be, like, brand new. So I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, I'm hoping that I'll, like, watch the show and be like, oh, wow, this is awesome. I mean, I like, legit have only heard, like, I read an article where they were like, it's gotten the rare 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and everything. And, I think I might, like, I'm hoping that will be the thing that gets me into the game. Then I can be like, okay. Because I know the game is supposed to be, like, amazing. Wow. Good work, Mario. I'm like how I'm going to blame everything on the computer. And it's really just my hands that guide him on this journey. Oh, no. Fudge. It's hurting my thumb after a while. Oh, my God. There's so many coins up in here. Is this the trick? Like, you end up spending too much time in here so you can't finish the game? Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, so I always thought it was just me, but, like, anybody else in here who used to play Super Nintendo, like, the music, there's just something about, like, the Donkey Kong Country, like, soundtrack. Like, give me that on a vinyl. You know, I'd love to listen to that. Like, that stuff was on fire. Also, now as an adult, it's sort of fascinating to me. Like, I don't know if anybody played Mortal Kombat, but, like, looking at... I just saw a thing where they were like, this is how they filmed it. Like, they filmed people in all the positions, and then the video game... Like, that's why it looked the way it did, because it was this, like, photorealistic thing. It's sort of mind-blowing to me because it's like they used a patch. Like, it's like what I'm doing right now. Like, they found a workaround to be able to use real people in a video game that was only a 16-bit... No, Super Nintendo's 32-bit because N64 is double that. But in a 32-bit game, which is literally just like these pixelated squares, I don't know. There's just something like crazy to me about that stuff. Also, remember when people were like going insane because they're like, so much blood. But then like the Super Nintendo one, I was always like, what are they talking about? 14 lives, baby. Mark Wahlberg's got it. I don't know why I said Mark Wahlberg, but I meant Mario. My thumb is killing me. Hold on, I have to answer a text really quick. I apologize. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's like, it's that... Oh, I almost said the F word, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it PG-13, but F that guy. Oh, God, I hate these little things. No, you're so angry in your underpants. Oh, Yoshi! I love flying with Yoshi. I don't like Mario punches, like Donkey punches him in the back of the head. You've got to be freaking kidding me right now. You have got to be freaking kidding me, Susan. Oh, thank God. Thank God. There's my little... Oh, my God. There's my little cherished angel. Come on, angel. Come on, sweet angel. Oh, my God. What in the Sam Hale? Yeah, sorry. I abandoned you, my little friend. Oh, God. Oh, God. Guys, why is Yoshi the best character in all of video games? He just is. I think it's because his classy little boots. Just eat that. And then he, like, eats everything. I think we all want to be Yoshis. Like, a good pair... Maybe it's where my obsession with, like, high tops comes from. Like, a good pair of high tops. I love the color green. I like to eat a lot. I feel like there's a joke in there about somebody riding me. I mean, I kind of said the joke. So much for the PG-13 rating. It's fine. We're all adults here. I feel bad because I think, like, kids like me a lot. Are you freaking kidding me, you pig? You ate that and it didn't go into my, like, thing? So I always try to be, like, a family-friendly version of myself. And the reality is, I swear a lot. I swear a lot. And I like men. So... It's a dangerous combination for anybody. Ladies, you know. Oh, these balls that are fucking... Oh, well, there we go. I said a bad word. I'm really sorry. I am getting in the zone right now. What even hit me? Oh my God, it was the time! The coins got me in the end! Okay, there's like a gnat in here. Thank you. Sorry about all of that. Anyway, Kelly, sister to Katie, are you not, oh, fudge, you're here, your sister is here this week, I think. Oh, do I fall for it? Yeah. Don't want to get a ball to whip the face. No, I just feel bad. I don't like, I think there's like a thing on YouTube where you're not supposed to swear or something. I don't know. Did I make that up? I definitely had to make that up. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, Tori, okay. I didn't play Dick Tracy, but I do very much remember Dick Tracy because the Gremlins movie I watched as a kid, Gremlins, one of my favorite movies, it was taped from TV because, again, when I was a kid, nothing. And so we just watched that one over and over again, and all the commercials when it aired were for Dick Tracy. Like, they were all McDonald's commercials. I might have the Dick Tracy Super Nintendo game, or whatever system it was on, because I might have I got to a mode where, like, it was get whatever you want sort of a thing. And I feel like I should say this very politely. My boss, when he loves something and you also like that thing, he can be incredibly generous. And because he likes to share in that love of stuff with other people, which I think, you know, is... I would like to strive to be like that too. You know, like, it's that thing where, like, you know, when other people, when they don't have the means of you, but you want to be with, like, I like to be the guy that picks up the tab when no one's looking, when I can. I can't always be that guy, but when I can, I will. That's why I think I'd make a great billionaire. Tell everyone. I need to just get out of this level, but I refuse to get out of here without that friggin' key. So anyway, he got on a kick where he was, like, always going to video games, so he was always just like, get whatever, get whatever. But he would also get in a way where he'd be like, oh, you don't want to get, you have to get something. So he also has, like, the largest collection of, like, he's got a collector's video game set, which is like incredibly, I just said the F word again, I'm sorry, incredibly impressive. And I always am like, can I borrow some of these? But I think he knows I'm gonna try and steal them. So, but anyway, yeah. So anyway, there was just this period of time where it was like, kind of like, guys, why don't we just get everything we'll get everything that we need to play? And I was like, I don't need any more games. I was like, I don't think I can even play all the ones I have and stuff, because I'm like, I don't play games that well. So, I feel like sizable part of my collection is due to that, which is very nice. So I don't mean to, I'm not like bragging about being like, oh, I have all these video games. They're kind of like, I call them inherited. I got them all because I was just in the right place at the right time. It was a great situation. So, and I am always grateful, and I think it's fun to do, nice to do stuff like that, because then you kind of always think of the person who gave it to you when you're using it. Like, I don't know. That's the thing I want to strive to be like that. Like I said, I want to spread it around when I can. So I think people online are like, I think I've met some like incredible people who are honestly in this chat right now, and it's just this guy, like the person who was kind enough to like mail me their old Game Boy, just because I was like said something about mine dying, and I'm like, the generosity of strangers, it gives me faith in mankind on the days where I'm gonna lose my darn mind in a friggin'. Anyway, I was saying positive things as I start to swear and whatever. Anyways, but I'm a firm believer of pay it forward. I gave away a puppy when I was a kid. My dog Shelby had puppies unexpectedly when I was in 6th grade, and I remember the storm. It was just this freak storm that, like, I was driving with my grandparents. I was on the way to the library, and I remember when I saw the lightning happen, because it started hailing, and it wasn't like, that shouldn't have been happening. And there was just this massive lightning bolt that went down through the center of the town, and I was like, oh my God, like, it shook the ground. And come to find out, it literally ripped this girl's house in half. And her family lost everything. Family photos, all their Christmas presents and everything. And I saw it in the newspaper, because my grandmother was very adamant about me like reading newspapers and stuff like that. And I'm grateful for her making sure that I stay. Oh, no girl. You know, kind of pay attention to things like that. Anyway, so the point of the story is that basically their dog, oh my God, what is this? A Zack Snyder movie? Their dog was in its kennel, and he died. Why did I jump off Yoshi? So it was just like, I'm getting emotional talking about it. It just was like traumatized. It was just one of those things where I was like, I can't even imagine. I didn't know this person. I didn't know. And I said, Mom, you know, Shelby had these puppies. Like, do you think there's like, have they all been claimed? Like, could we maybe like give them one? Like, it seems like they could use one for Christmas. And my mom said, there's only one that isn't claimed, because it's your Christmas present, and we were going to keep one so that Shelby got to keep one of her children. And you know, I was like, well, I love Shelby to death, and it was so anyway, I gave it to them. I met them, Sarah Morrison, the Morrisons, and that dog ended up living to be like 14 years old or something like that. It was great. Unfortunately, my little sweet Shelby, she passed away in like 2004. She had a rare kidney disease that we found out about, so we had to give her like saline every day for like, she was supposed to live like 6 months. She lived about 3 months after that. But it was sad. She was like my best friend when I was a kid. So I feel like if we believe that little bits of pieces end up in other pieces someday, I think Artie's got a little bit of Shelby inside of him. So you know, it's just one of those things where like, it's just traumatizing. I don't want to start crying, but I'm very happy that dog Joy. They named it Joy Clavin, of all things. I was like, you do not have to give that dog my last name. But Sarah Morrison was a very nice person, it turns out, and the family was just so nice, and I'm very happy to have been able to like do that sort of thing for them. So I'm a firm believer of that sort of thing, because like they lost everything. They don't have like pictures of their kids anymore. You know, like I give them that dog, and the dog brought them the happiness, but you know, it's like sort of that thing where it's sad, because I think about like my Nana, like, you know, like we only have the pictures. I only have like so many pictures of her. It's a finite thing that when it was only physical back then, because this was 1996, and it's like you can't get that. You couldn't get that stuff back. Also, to have that like happen to you at Christmas time, and you lose your house and everything inside of it. Like, God, I mean, I'm sure they're still like traumatized to this day about it. But I don't know why I started on this topic, but I have, and I'm squished to death. Anyway, it was just about like, I think it's important to me to pay it forward, and that generosity, I feel like, is something that is worth carrying through into other, you know. So I try to always, I do that stuff. Like my friend, I know she's my friend, and it's different when you do it for like strangers versus like people you know. But my friend Amber is like, we're so similar, and I feel like we got trapped in certain situations too, like financially or with school or whatever and sort of stuff, and you know, being Disney like cast members and things like that. And I feel like she's kind of like slowly like started to emerge from that in just this incredible way. And she's got 2 kids, so like I try to like whenever we're around, I always be like, I want to like pay a little bit. Like I always want to make sure like I get her something every time. Like I'm gonna buy her a drink or something every time. And our phrase is I always say, "Mama gets what Mama wants," because that's how I feel. I love her. So I hope she never watches this, because I'll be so embarrassed. Because for some reason I have an impossible time telling the people I love how I feel, because I know they know. Ugh. Oh no! Don't squish me. Drew, we met in April. Was I with Craig when I met you? Yeah, it would have been on, I think the April trip was the Craig trip. You know that trip I was like, they said, that was a trip where they said, you have a +1, you can bring somebody with you. And so they offered me to bring, and I was like, well, I want to bring Craig. I was like, I don't know if I knew that Kylie was pregnant at that point, but I was just like, why wouldn't I want to go with Craig? Like, Craig's like a great friend, and we have a lot of fun together, but also because it was like, all right, well, we have a limited number of like work things to do. But I was like, I love experiencing Disneyland with Craig. I feel like when you have certain types of people that you can do these like fun experiences with, it's like, Drew, actually, I think I do remember you now that I'm looking at your picture, too. I know not to be like, whatever, but I always get, I know you say you were nervous, but I always get like, oh, God, somebody's saying hello. Like, I get weird, so I'm always like, I can't, it's like a dream. So I'm always like, what? No, but I love experiencing Disneyland with Craig. It was something like I will always say yes to for the rest of our lives. If he's ever like, do you want to go? I'll be like, yeah, let's go. Because he knows what I like. I know what he likes. And I also know that sometimes he's going to go by himself. Sometimes I'm going to go by myself. It's like we have just like a really good rhythm when it comes to that sort of thing. Guys, we're going into a haunted house. So he's good. It's taken years to cultivate this part of knowing each other. But I think we've got a good rhythm now. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like without him, I wouldn't have experienced a lot of the things I like. I wouldn't know anything about like Bottle Logic, which is the glass I'm drinking out of, which I go to now all the time I'm there. And like, I don't know. It's fun. I feel like I feel like I can be a bolder person when go somewhere with like him. I know that sounds weird, but like, no, what is this baloney? Oh, that was supposed to become like a thing. But I think it's good to have people like that where like you can pretend to be like a better version of yourself. like I'm always like, I'm cooler than I am. But what? All right, if you have seen me out in the wild, why would you not just say hello? People are so okay. You know, I say this, but I am always like the first person who's like, no, I can't. Like, I'm too nervous. Like, I listen to one. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Smartless, and I listen to like a Power Rangers podcast, or I used to. I don't really anymore. But I was like, I went to my first Power Rangers convention in like 2016, and I saw the people who do the podcast, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go say hi. And I was like, no, I can't do it. And I get so nervous. I can't do it. I am like awful. Also on like social media, every now and then I'll be like, okay, these people are cool, and I kind of want to be their friends, and I try to connect, and it's like a nightmare. I'm always just such an awkward person. I met these two people from Atlanta at the Star Wars Celebration, and I was like, I felt like I was the biggest. Like, I was like, well, they're never going to talk to me again. But I love how they like sort of share their lives together as a couple and all this sort of stuff. So it's hard to like convey that without being a weirdo. Well, that was a waste of chumps. I just met Raffi for the first time in this chat the other day in real life too. Obviously, I've met Trey too many times. I think we're gonna have to start subtracting at this point, Trey. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I know how you, I know it, Dan. I know exactly how you're feeling. Actually, you were the one who showed me your what was it? Was it a Game Boy Color? Remember at Give Kids the World, the original like convention? Didn't you show me? Am I making this up? Did you not show me a Game Boy? And I was like, oh, and I had one. That was like the reigniting, like, oh yeah, I need to bring that like out and use that more. I think about you every time I like take it out. So I hope I'm not making this up. I used to, when I was a little kid, I used to have a problem where I legit would have like very vivid dreams, and Game Boy Horror, and I wouldn't be able. I would think that they were. You gotta be kidding me. I would think that they were real. Like, I'd be like, was that a dream or was that fake? I would think I was just destined to be in some sort of like. I want to believe that someday I can be a storyteller. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'd like to go back to school, I think. So someday I could teach in a college level maybe or something like that. I don't know that I would be a good teacher, but I love film, and I would love to just keep learning about film constantly. So if the way to do that is through college, then I will go back to college, and I would like to do it. Also, I think it's the only way to like trick people. Oh, fudge off. I think it's the only way to do it where you can sort of like, not trick people, but people are much more like, hey, I can give you money to do that thing. What did Kim just say? Hold on. We're going to pause. I see Kim texting me. Oh, no. I'm sorry. She showed me something off and she fell down the stairs. But like, I can just imagine it. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Never mind. I should have read the rest of this text. She's okay. Okay, it was a hilarious fall. It's awful. She's essentially like a walking Jim Henson creature, I think. Like, they made her in the creature shop. So I just think it's hilarious to think about her like stuck. Is there a trick to these? Yeah, I thought it was going to be in the middle. So the next one's going to be at the end, right? Yeah. Well, they repeated so many times, so I don't know. Oh, was Otto good? Because that was the other, that was one, that's like, it's not like, I don't necessarily like want to see it, but it's not want to see it. It's just one of those where I was like, if I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I have been The Analog Pocket. I don't think I do know about this. Dan, you're going to have to send me a message about that. Did you get your Proton Pack too, by the way? I forgot about these ones. Those are like the crazy ones that like Yoshi can eat and they like make him everything. God, to be Yoshi. To be Yoshi. To have that sort of metabolism. Oh, you have got to be. You guys can go straight to hell. I feel like this, I remember this level when I was a kid because I feel like it's very active. Like, remember when like sometimes those guys can like catch that shell and like kick it back at you? I forgot that. Oh God. I love how casual the wing guys are, but... Oh, you gotta be kidding. I don't think I've ever beat Super Mario World. I know there's like a cloud area that you can like get to. Oh my God, we're at an hour already. Jeez, I said I was gonna play this for an hour. Well, I talked a lot from the beginning, so... yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. I don't identify as a writer. I just listened to this interview with Steven Spielberg. He was on Smartless, one of the 2 podcasts I listened to, like I said. And the reason why I think that's huge is because I feel like Steven Spielberg doesn't often do a lot of, he doesn't do any like director's commentaries on his movies or anything like that. And I feel like listening to him like speak on the stuff is oddly rare, and he is, without a doubt, I think the most prolific director of our time. And I would listen to that man speak like constantly. And he did Smartless, and he said, "I don't identify as a director screenwriter, but I do write. But I am a director screenwriter, but I identify as a director." And I was like, oh. I was like, I like that because I feel like I am an idea guy. Like I have a good idea and I have like a good idea for an outline, but it's like the minutia of dialogue can go straight to hell. Well, that didn't work out the way I'd hoped. But yeah, I've got a couple of... Oh no, everyone watch out. Amelia's in here. Steer clear. Okay, if I could write or direct a movie for an existing franchise, which would it be? Okay, Drew, this is a great question. I honestly was like legit thinking about this today. I'm not really embarrassed to say it, but I was like, Hasbro did a live stream earlier today that was all about, and I wanted to talk about this, the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers. I'm just going to go through just because I'm curious. Oh my God, it spit us out right there. That was pointless. Netflix, it's exclusively on Netflix. April 19th is going to be the 30th anniversary special that we get to see David Yost come back, Walter Jones, Catherine Sutherland is going to be in there, and Steve Cardenas. So it's like Rocky, Adam, and then obviously we get Johnny Young Bosch and oh my God, what is Aisha's? Karen Ashley. They're all coming back. I don't know that Karen and Johnny are going to be Aisha. I mean, they are Aisha and Adam, but I don't know that they're going to morph. I think it's just going to be like Billy. I think it's going to be that core 4. Wait, so who are they missing? Oh, Yellow. There's going to be a Yellow, because Trini, obviously, she passed away. So Trini, there's a girl playing Trini's daughter in this. That's going to be the Yellow Ranger. But in the preview they released today, or like the behind the scenes little clip, it wasn't really a preview, there's a Green Ranger in there. And as far as I know, Jason David Frank did not go and record for this. So I am very curious about that. But Barbara Goodson's going to be back as Rita's voice. And then Horowitz, who was Alpha 5, is going to be doing Alpha's voice then, but they were like, it's not Alpha 5. So my guess is it's Alpha 30. I think that's going to be the little like nod. But we will see. But anyway, that's coming out. And I was thinking to myself, I think it's legitimately, it is Power Rangers that was the first thing that I really, I know some people might be like, they kind of scoff at the thing, but Power Rangers is, I think years and years down the road, we're going to look back at it because So Power Rangers pulls its source material. It's like from a Japanese TV show. Like we kind of all know this, I feel like at this point, but it's like that show also films it like it's a spaghetti western, especially in the beginning. I feel like there's a lot of these really cool zoom shots. I feel like when we were a 3x4 frame, which is like a square TV, it's a lot of like really interesting framing and everything like that. And the American show, like I rewatched it a couple of years ago. I think I watched from like, I got up to Turbo because I just hate Turbo, so it like derailed me. But I well, it's probably like 10 years ago I was rewatching it, but I think I'm going to do it again, at least Mighty Morphin before the series, hopefully. But there's a lot, like, once it moved past that, like, duct tape, when it became a hit and there were people behind it who were very much like, we're going to make something. There is some phenomenal, like, shot composition in the show. And there's nothing else that really does what they were doing, which is, like, taking this franchise that was already, I mean, I think it was like 15 or 20 years old at that point, and then injecting this new life in it. And the world knows Power Rangers. The world knows Power Rangers. Some people know Sentai, which is the thing it comes from in Japan, but like it's crazy to me that Mighty Morphin not Mighty Morphin, but Power Rangers in general is the show that is dubbed and translated and is everywhere, not the Japanese show. And I'm not saying that makes the Japanese show inferior or anything like that. It's just the Japanese show is a completely different monster, so it's not. They are two separate shows. They just use the same footage to tell a different story, which is fascinating to me. But in terms of like, I think that I was like driving and I was like, man, what if I got an opportunity to do something and it finally was like something on the level of like Power Rangers, and Power Rangers is finally gone. It's been on the air for 30 years. I mean, now I believe it is technically now going to be a Netflix exclusive show. And that worries me because of Netflix. And so I am concerned. And, obviously a show can't go on forever, but I don't know. Hasn't Doctor Who been on for like 60 years? But not continuously for 60 years, but still. But I think there's something about Power Rangers that I was like, I'm hoping it with Netflix, with a different type of a budget and resources behind it, I still think after 30 years, it has not maximized its potential. I think the 2017 movie I do enjoy. However, I think the problem I read a review about it once, the 2017 movie is actually, I read a review that said it's embarrassed to be a Power Ranger movie, and I think I agree with that. Like, as much as I like it, I still watch that movie and I think to myself, I could see a sequel or a third one, but I don't see a franchise, like a 30-year franchise out of this, because I don't think it understood its source material 100%. I think it understood some of it, but it's crazy. You go back, and I always think like, I don't want all the humor in Power Rangers, but then I was like, but Bulk and Skull are kind of essential to Mighty Morphin, and it's not bad either. It's not as cheesy as like the modern humor stuff is. It like works in that original show, but it's also, again, it's the magic of those characters who I also think we oftentimes they're underrated. But yeah, it's one. If this is just a coin, I swear. Okay, it's a feather at least. But anyway, it's one of those things where like, I'd love to do something in the universe of Power Rangers for sure. I love what Power Rangers stands for. I love the diversity of it. I love the inclusiveness of it. I love that it kind of, anybody can be a Power Ranger. It's like, when I was a kid, it was like, oh, Billy, and ironically, Billy David Yost is gay, and he was my favorite when I was a kid, but it was like Billy was smart, but Billy could also be that hero, and it was like, okay, Billy's like cool, like, and Billy got cool, like Billy changed, and you grow and you change, and like, I don't know, there's a lot to it. Power Rangers reminds me a lot in that way of Star Trek almost, and I think Star Trek lately is something I'd totally be into something like that, but I think because if we're talking existing franchises, I think like Power Rangers or Star Trek. I'd like to do like Power Rangers as like a one-off like story thing though. Like I think that's what the 30th anniversary is gonna essentially be, and I think that's a cool concept to like. I hope maybe that's successful and they kind of carry that through, being like, okay, we can use like one-off specials to maybe like revisit different eras of this franchise from over the years. Oh, fudge, she's gonna get crushed. And sort of like explore those without it having to like relate to the current season in some way. Because that's the whole thing. The special is just those Power Rangers, and they have never done that in 30 years of the show. The closest they've ever gotten to it was Forever Red, and that was the 10-year anniversary. And but that still was like rooted in Wild Force, more or less, but a little bit. So I feel like it's kind of like, it's cool. I don't know. I think this is a moment. I think we're about to have a moment right now, because they're about to do I believe, an adult show for Netflix too. Not adults, but older. More appeals to all the masses of Power Rangers, and so I think we're about to hit this like new era of it. That's cool. It's like it's opened a lot of doors. I've talked about Power Rangers way too much, but I'd love to do like a horror movie, but like a horror movie I think in the vein of like Stranger Things, like a Goosebumps sort of a thing, where it's like, I don't like everything being about kids all the time. I'll complain about the Marvel stuff nonstop about that lately. It feels like they're just shoving children in my throat. And I was like, I don't have kids. I'm fine with there being kids, but not everything has to be about and have kids. Not every single thing on this planet. You are not a lesser person because you do not have children. Good Lord. And I don't even mean that from like a gay man's perspective or something. What about women who just either have chosen not to have it or do not have the capacity for pregnancy? Like, I just think it's such an alienating thing to people that like we're still on this weird nuclear family crap. And as somebody who I said earlier, bringing it full circle, hello storyteller, I don't come from a traditionally nuclear family, so it makes me feel very like less than sometimes, and I don't like that, and I don't think that's cool. And I think there's a lot more. Oh, she's getting squished. I think there's a lot more of that. I think there's a lot more people like that lately. So I think there's just this weird, Disney kind of does that a lot lately. It kind of annoys me. Like, I get it where Disney has this, it's all about the 4 quadrants, and part of that is really like you have to make it accessible for kids at least at some level. And like, okay, that's fine, but like, I don't know. I'd rather something like Stranger Things, honestly, where it's like, yeah, they're kids, but the situation's going to be a little effed up too, you know, like, it's like, I don't know. I love Stranger Things. Love Stranger Things. Like, that's the tone of what I would want. But I don't necessarily need, like, I don't want to make stuff like with or for kids or anything like that. I would love to make stuff that has queer characters at the center of the story, like, but not in a way where it's like, oh, they're gay. It's just a thing where it just happens to be like, oh, this is an action movie and the main character is gay. Like Mission Impossible, but it's a gay character. You know what I mean? Like, and so he, falls in love with like the guy maybe that he's saving or something. You know, I don't know. You know, like James Bond, but he's gay. And I don't know. That's the thing I liked about Happy Endings a lot, is like, even though the actor wasn't gay, they had that character of Max on there who was like an untraditional gay character. And I was like, this is good, because I feel like this breaks down a stereotype, and I like that. Like, I'm fine like celebrating. I should have been spinning the whole time. Twirl, baby, twirl. Mama, Daddy, watch me twirl. I know, Amelia, I am letting you down right now, left and right, with this game. I actually think the last time I played Mario, it was this awful castle level that really messed me up. I think I was supposed to like, no, don't get squished. Right there, that's where it was. I was supposed to stand on that thing. Oh my God, these old dinosaurs. They're like librarians past their retirement. I love librarians. Don't think I don't. I spent so much time of my youth at a library. I feel very fortunate to have met the characters and the people I have in my life, like the English teachers, the librarians, You friggin' kidding me? How am I supposed to do this? Oh God, she's dead. Guys, I'm gonna stop after I beat this castle, if I ever beat this castle, but Keith, yeah, being a cast member at Disney. I know what it's like. It's not great. It's not great for everybody. It can be great for some people, I'm sure. I was in that weird part, but yeah, Legend of the White Dragon, Greg. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling back a little bit. But yeah. Oh, Keith, actually, I have not seen Barry Lyndon, but I feel like I read a thing about, because somebody else did a movie recently where it was all shot with natural light. It was like some weird, it's not the movie you'd think it would be either. But yeah, VR Troopers, I think would be an amazing franchise to reboot, I think, right now, because I think it was like on just enough that just enough people kind of know it, but no one like knows it enough that you couldn't like completely overhaul and change it. So Mark, I think the only people they were missing from the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers 2, I agree, Azio moment 100%. But I don't think that, so he was on Power Rangers and Beast Morphers. Austin St. John came back as Jason, but I believe he might be having some, I don't think he could leave. The rumor I read online was he couldn't leave the country because I believe he's having some legal troubles. That, innocent till proven guilty. But, so he wasn't in it, so then we have Steve Cardenas, who I think would have been in it either way. We have both the Black Rangers from Mighty Morphin because we have Adams in it and Zach's in it. We've got Billy because he was the one and only. We have Kat. I don't think I would have loved them to move hell and earth to get Amy Jo Johnson in this thing, even if it's just for a couple seconds, because I love Amy Jo Johnson so much, not just as a Power Ranger, but I admire her career a lot too, and I would have loved that. But we have our one Yellow Ranger who is with us, and then we have somebody representing Trini in this, which is nice. So really, I think the only like original Power Ranger we're kind of missing is Jason David Frank, who I think he didn't want to do it because it was a whole like, he was trying to be like, no, I'm done with Power Rangers, I want to move on and I want to do this other thing, which kind of sucks. So I don't know. I just wish, I hope they do something for that, because it's just all tragic what happened with him. And yeah, but they've got the original Alpha 5, the guy doing the voice of Alpha 5, original Alpha 5 voice, original Rita Repulsa voice, and I think there's still stuff they haven't announced yet. So I think there's still going to be stuff. The Rad Bug is in one of those. The fact that there's like deep cuts like that makes me very happy. So, so we'll see. I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing more stressful than starting a castle mission as a little tiny Mario. So we will see. I am very excited. So happy that's airing in April. I was worried they were going to save it till August, but I think the August thing is going to be because August is the Power Rangers Day is in August, and that is the 30th anniversary when the show started is this August, at the end of August, and I think that's when Cosmic Fury, which is the 30th season of the show, I think that's going to premiere. Oh, I'm so excited for Rita. You have no idea. Yeah, I'm maybe hoping Nakia makes a cameo, because Nakia was technically in the last episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then the command center blew up. So, like, I feel like she could qualify as being part of it, right? Oh, I think there is a new Fear Street, Jen. I think there's another Fear Street coming out. I had read that somebody was hired to direct a new movie. It's just going to be like a one. It's not going to be like three like the last one was. I didn't watch the last one. Oh, Amelia, you want a horror movie like How Our Friendship Started? Oh, Greg, you and I might be the same age, because I am currently 38 years old. So I believe, yeah, I was 8 years old when it started too. I remember the commercial for when Power Rangers was going to start, and I was like, Mom, Bob, I want to watch the show. And she let me watch the show. Well, she didn't know what I was watching on TV. My mother, single mom. I saw my mom at night when she got home. She had to she commuted into the city, and it was not a fun drive for her. It was like an hour and something away, but so she didn't get home till like 7 o'clock, and so I saw her like first thing when I woke up in the morning, and then I saw her at night, It was usually around like 7 she'd get home. And then, which don't get me wrong, I loved being at my grandparents' house. My grandparents lived like 10 minutes from my house too. It wasn't like we were like, oh, forever away. But also that's how I got to basically watch whatever I want to watch. But I forgot what I was saying about my mom. Oh, sweet Jesus. If I die and have to get back to this idiot, I am going to be so, oh no, oh no. I know you have to like, hoo-yah! Hoo-yah! Okay, I think we got him. Good work, team. That only took 10 years. Oh, shoot. Yeah, Mark, there are some like 30th anniversary action figures that are coming out that look really good that I was like, oh, I don't have space, but I want them. But it's like you gotta pick and choose. I love the stuff that makes you feel like you're the character. So I I hate saying role play because then it's like, oh, sexual. I'm like, it's not. I promise you, it is not, and never has been, and never will be. But I like collect the morphers, and I like things that are like the weapons. So I would like because it makes me feel like I'm the character. So I have almost every Power Rangers morpher. I feel like when they at the end of the Disney tenure and they went to Nickelodeon, I feel like that's around the time like the toys started to become like a little cheaper. Like Bandai America wasn't doing a good job of making the Bandai Japan toys reality, and so I felt like they just weren't as good. I didn't like them. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. I promise I'll stop talking about. I will stop talking about Power Rangers all the time. But we are. It is. I can't. It's one of those things where I'm going to be obnoxious about it from now until like, I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think I can like just randomly play. I know there was a secret in this level right here. I do have the Lost Galaxy Morpher. I really want a Quasar Saber. There was a guy at Ranger Stop in Orlando that had one, and he said he prints them, and it wasn't even like that much. I've met Andre before too. I feel like he was really exhausted because I was like, oh god, I'm really bothering this guy, and I feel awful about it. But I do believe he genuinely likes Power Rangers. I think Hasbro is finally starting to, oh my god, I ate him. Is finally starting to get their footing in terms of the toys, because I do feel like it's basically been all action figures, and I was like, and they've done like a more, well, that's not fair, because they've done a Morpher, and Hasbro has now made, I have downstairs the Power Lance. Sweet Jesus. The Power Lance. They've done the Power Sword. They've done the Yellow Ranger daggers, which I don't have yet. They're just expensive, so it's like I don't have this kind of money. This is why I need to become a like Power Rangers, like. Oh, I wasn't even on you. I need to become a Power Rangers, an influencer in the Power Rangers community, so they can send me stuff to review or something like that. Actually, I would love to do. I don't mean that in a way. I don't mean in a way to like get free stuff, but I would, honest to God, like love to do more. Like if I could get on an in with somebody like Hasbro and be like, "Hey, can I review these?" and then like give them away. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like, I would love to do giveaways. Actually, I think I am gonna do. I feel like I shouldn't say this out here and now, but it's someday. I feel like I'm gonna do like a little. I think I'm going to do like a Patreon thing. Like, I'm going to start a Patreon. I think it's just going to be like one tier, at least in the beginning, until years from now, when, you know, when I become my full form, the full Charizard. I want to do it where it's like, okay, everybody who's on whatever the tiers are, every person who's in it gets entered into once a month we do like a merchandise giveaway. So it'll be like fun lounge fly or like a big ticket item, you know. So it won't be something like cheap, but it was one of those things, like the type of thing that I would legitimately want to be a part of, where it's like, okay, if it was like $5 to $10 to do this, like to win like a $200 piece of merchandise, I'd love it. But also one of those things where like I think it would help me because in that process of stuff, I I want to be able to give away some collector's items that I'd rather not sell. I'd rather know they're going to somebody who's always wanted it, sort of a thing. You know, does that make sense? Like, it makes me feel better doing that than doing like an eBay thing. Why won't you die? Guys, I know where the secret is in this too. Oh my God. Am I destined for failure? Don't answer that, anyone. But yeah, I also don't want, I'm in a tricky situation. I don't want to seem like I don't want to try and like take, like it look like I was like trying to take money away from anybody. That's the only thing, you know? It's like, it's just a thing where I think it would be fun. And then I was thinking like, okay, if I did it like, what if it was like 3 tiers? Like it could be 1, everybody, I swear to God, everybody gets entered into the giveaway, but then also like maybe there's another tier, and on that tier, once a month I'll do a painting, because then it would give me an excuse to do a painting. And like, I'm dead and I lost my dinosaur, so I hope everyone's happy. But do like, yeah, something where it's like, ooh, you get to pick your character, your one character on here, and I'll do a painting of it, sort of a thing. And then that would give me a fun, like, reason to be artistic. But then also somebody could get a painting for like 10 or 15 bucks. You know what I mean? Which normally I always feel like I undercharge myself, but it'd be anywhere from like, I don't know, 120 to like $125 or something like that. So I like to make it on the affordable level, but also you have to take in the time, like you have to be realistic. I do have to buy paintbrushes a lot of the times that I do it. Oh, fudge. You know, I do have to do paintbrushes. I oftentimes have to buy like paint. I do try to reuse stuff as much as possible, obviously, because I'm also not that type of person to be wasteful. And, but then like the canvas, and then, you know, then you also have to be like, my time's worth it, but I still want to I want the art to be like, I want anyone who wants it to be able to have it, you know? So it's like, I could never make something and be like, $500, please. Guys, what's happening? Sorry, guys, this is a microaggression. I shouldn't keep doing that. But yeah, I was thinking something about that. Oh yeah, I actually have the Fliphead Power Ranger over there. They're in one of my glass cases. It kind of bumps me out, because like I feel like whenever, I know I have my camera set up this way, but all the other side of this room that you cannot see is Power Ranger stuff. Actually, I think I can turn it around. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm going to keep it on this. Let me switch back to my regular camera, and then let me see. Please do not judge how messy my room is right now, because I'm going through everything to like get rid of stuff. But hold on. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers. Oh, I'm going to regret this. God. Hold on. No, I don't like Sailor Moon, Trey. Come on, focus. So up there, the 3 helmets on the top shelf that aren't the White Ranger, those are the Bandai helmets. Then I got a Pink Ranger Hasbro, the White Ranger Hasbro. I won that Red Ranger Hasbro helmet. It's signed by Fallout Boy. And it's only signed by 2 of them, and I literally have no idea why, and they wrote right on the helmet. So I'm literally going to like get it off, like wash it off there. That Red Ranger helmet right there, the In Space one, was made for me. The Blue Ranger helmet that's next to it that you can kind of see was made for me. And the Blue Dino Fury one was made for me. That black one was a hand-me-down from a friend because the visor came off, but also it's like too big for his head. It fits me. Like, it fit me perfectly where it was, like, cutting off my Adam's apple. So I think if I shave it down a little bit, it'll be okay. I have, like, a Megazord somebody 3D printed out that I was going to finish someday. But it's my autographed David Yost painting. But you can see I have issues. But you can see all my Nintendo stuff over there. And then there's an angel puppet, because I always wanted one. And I had a friend who was, like, in a bookstore, and they were there. And I'm like, oh, what? Anyway. Yeah, I still have the Corgi water bottle. Are you kidding me? I won't get rid of the Corgi stuff. Come on, Jen. Come on now. Where's my... There we go. Sorry, I just wanted to share that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I have a Power Rangers tattoo, you know? Like, it's like, I actually have 2 Power Rangers tattoos. There's one of my... Technically, oh, we saw Nip on this. Great, I swore, and there's Nip. What next? My best friend has the Triceratops on her, and her name is Kimberly. And so, yeah. And I'm like, do I get another Power Ranger tattoo? Well, my whole thing with the lightning bolt is like, I don't want to narrow it into Mighty Morphin. I like many seasons of Power Rangers. Like, I have favorites, but I like the series as a whole. So it's like, you know, but yeah. Maybe I should do a video where it's like my favorite Power Ranger collectibles. Because I do have ones that, like, they might not even be worth anything, but they mean something to me. Like, my goal is to someday have 5 of these. I have 3 now. I have one that when growing up, a really good friend of mine, when he stopped liking Power Rangers, they gave me his toys years later. And finally, they gave me the Morpher. I held the Morpher in my hand at a toy store once, and he had given me his Toys R Us money, and his mom was like, no, do not give that boy your Toys R Us money. His mom and I talk all the time, though. She loves me. Anyway, they gave me that. So I have, like, literally the Morpher I played all the time when I was a kid, because that's what my friend, I was like, can I play with the Morpher? Can I play with the Morpher? Like, I would literally borrow it for, like, weeks at a time. I would put it in my backpack and carry it around to school with me and pretend I was a Power Ranger. I have that one. And then, it was somebody messaged me through Instagram, and they lived in Orlando, and they were like, I have one, and I brought it home, and they were like, I can, whatever. I bought it off of them, I think, for like, I don't know. I think I gave them like $50 or $60 for it. This one I got, like, there was a person going to like toy things during the pandemic, and they like had this in here. I got this one for like $30. But it's like, so I have 3. I want 2 more. I'd love 6, because like 1 for each Ranger, and then I'll change this part to a gold thing, because there's somebody online who makes gold pieces, but I want 1 for each. Just because it's like, I want to put them, eventually I'll have all the helmets when they finish making them all, and I just want to like have those, and I want to have a communicator for every color, because I also want to wear those every day, but I'm afraid not to wear my Apple Watch, because I feel like it's a waste of money if you don't. But the Morphers are my favorite thing. But it has to be the 1993, even though on the back of this I think it says 1992, because like the toys were made before the show. Does it? Yeah, no, 91. The toy says 91, because this is the I don't know if you can see it. You can't see. I don't know. Anyway, really this came out in 1993, but the toy I think was manufactured in 1991, because that was, I believe, when the show was on in Japan. So 2 more of these. If anyone ever sees one, I'll Venmo you 100%. Please give me. I was at a comic store in Maitland, or in Lakeland, not Lakeland. Longwood? No, I don't know. It was up. It was somewhere. It's called Acme Superstore, and it's basically like a comic book store, but really it's a collectible toy store. And it was they had 3 of them in the case. One was legitimately like broken, like someone had Sharpied the things. There was no coins, which is fine. I have all the coins. That's not a big deal. I don't need the coins. But it was like it had tape on it, where I was like, that means the hinge inside of it is broken. And I was like, no. But they had 2. When I saw it, there was only 2. There was the broken one and another one, and the other one was 90, and I was like, 90 is a lot for just the Morpher. Like, it should be like, I feel like it should have the box when you're getting into that area, like, because this came with a Blade Blaster and the 5 coins in a box. Someday I want one that's like in the box, but I came close once and I was like, no, $100 and something, no. But at that time I worked at Disney, and that's all I did, and I was like, I don't have it now. And now I'm like, what is life? I don't need retirement or anything, or I'm going to do whatever makes me happy now, and Power Rangers makes me happy. But that way I can like get 5 friends together, and we can take a cool photo and stuff like that. I'll have to show you, because there was a really cool artist I had where they were all walking away. It was 5, they like drew out the characters, but they all have the Morpher you can see like hanging on the back of the belt. Because remember, they reach behind them to get it. And I just think that would be the coolest thing to like kind of reenact that shot. But because I love to do things like that too. But yeah, Longwood, Raffy's telling me. But yeah, when I went back and I was like, maybe I'll get it today and I'll just spend the $90 and whatever, it was gone. So somebody took the other 2 more. I knew there was 2 more because my friend went after me a week later, and I messaged him on thing. I was like, oh my God, there's 3 Morphers in that case. When I was there was only 2, blah, blah. So now they just have the broken one. But that place also, like, I feel like their prices sometimes are a little high. But I got the Star Trek 6 Undiscovered Country phaser there for like 15 bucks. Like the hinge is a little messed up on it, but I was like, I've always wanted this phaser and I can never find it. Like I wanted it since I was a little kid. So I was like, okay. Because I also like the Star Trek like phasers. I like to collect those. I'm a nerd. Like I said, I like the little things. But so if anyone ever sees one of these out in the wild, yard sale or a yard sale, or you know, you're going through a friend's box of toys or whatever, I will pay you for it. I'm not asking for free. I would love one of these. So this is also the 1991 one. Bandai made a legacy one that was like all metal pieces, and that one's fine. I have one of those, and I actually have two of them because I have one I kept in the box, and I don't know why I bought two. I think it was like buy one get one half off, and I was like, well, I'm gonna give this one to like somebody, and they ended up already having one, so I was like, okay. But that's the only time they made a Green Ranger one, and I have the Green Ranger one too for that. But rest in peace. But and then I have the Hasbro one that they made, which is also like just as big as the Bandai one. The problem is those two are like too big. They're too thick. They're not like, yes, the handle is better, but wasn't the one they were using on the show. They were using this on the show, or the Japanese one. If you see the Japanese one of these, 100% get that, and I'll Venmo you. You know, obviously, please don't spend $200 on it, stuff like that. But Andrew, is there Star Trek phasers at Walmart? I knew there's original series phasers, but it's not. I want a Discovery phaser. That's what I want. But I'm sorry, I've stopped playing the video game. I think we're in a point where it's a good stopping point. So we did this whole thing. So the next time we play, I think maybe I'll do another live stream and we'll just pick it up from here. Yeah. So we got into this level though. That's good. The Vanilla Dome. Oh, I have to have donuts. I'm going to have to go back, though, and beat these two things before we go anywhere. But, yeah, so that was fun. I'm glad. That was good. It was an hour and a half. That was a long time. I'm sorry. Sorry I played so long. But it gave me a reason to use this Super Nintendo. Look at this cute little... Look at this beefy T'Challa. I shouldn't even say cute. I should say, look at this beefcake. It's like... Look at his butt. But, He holds like remotes and stuff, phones and everything. So cute. My friend got me that for my birthday. I love it. My idea is I was going to put my PlayStation control on there, but I cannot get that to charge on a wall charger for the life of me. I have no idea why. So anyway, this was fun. I appreciate everybody for coming in and checking it out. And yeah, just keep me posted on those morphers. I'm also obsessed with their communicators. So if anyone ever comes across a communicator, I would love one of those too. And if you're not familiar with what it is, give me 1 second. I'm going to grab one. My goal is to have one of those all the time. But so they finally, Bandai, a couple of years ago, made... Oh, I can't get to it. Sorry, there's like something blocking it right now. But Bandai made a toy version for the first time ever. That's actually what they're wearing in the promo shot. So that 30th anniversary too, is they're still wearing that toy one. But there's a company, there's a Starlight Studios people, which speaking, Mark, if you're still in here, speaking of VR Troopers, hold on. I don't think it recognizes that I'm trying to like show you this thing. So I finally got a Billy one. When it was at Ranger Stop, the Starlight Studios people were there, and these are like, this is like metal. This is nice. It should have if it's like really like the Mighty Morphin ones had a yellow button here that you can buy online. It's like $7 and you can like glue it to here. Because it was this and there's supposed to be this, and it was like this originally pulled out, but they stopped doing that. But so I finally got this like Billy one. Because Billy was really actually my favorite. And I feel like he still is. I mean, I love Kimberly too. But I just think it's cute. I like it. So I want one of these in every color. But if you ever see those toys, let me know. Because the toys are like... Because they had interchangeable things in them. But Mark, this company, Starlight Studio, they made these. They are the number one. Like nobody else makes these because nobody else can because they're great. But they've started making them thinner again because the toy, my problem with the toy was it was like too thick. And these are the actual size they were on the show. Like, this is how thin they were. And the toy was like this thick because it had sounds and lights and stuff in it, which was cool. I appreciate it. But the company, Starlight Studios, they make VR Trooper necklaces now. And I'm kind of like, ooh, do I need those? Because my friend was at a toy shop, and let me see if I can show you really quick. But I'm not like a big collector of things. I like the things that turn you into the superhero. But he was like taking a picture of a case, and he was like, is there anything in here that you like? And there was this Scorpion from the Power Rangers movie, and there was 3 VR Troopers action figures, which I think are in here, but I thought they were in here. But anyway, I have the VR Trooper action figures, but I finally got this from that trip too, because I was like, can you get those for me? I never had this when I was a kid. This one's harder to get. The Scorpitron. I had the Hornitar. So now I have them both. There's something weird about this stuff when we were like kids. Like, it just feels like harder plastic or something. I don't know. Anyway, I know this went off on a tangent, and this became a Power Rangers podcast. So, I don't know. Sorry. I've never played High on Life. I don't even think I've heard of that, actually. But anyway, yeah, we'll have to do the Vanilla Dome next. So I'll just put like a part 2 or something like that on the video and stuff. So, yeah. No, Trey, I didn't watch. I watched Sailor Moon one summer at my grandparents' house because it was on like USA in the morning. Ty, if you want to get in Power Rangers, I think the Dino Fury series that's all on Netflix right now, seasons 1 and 2, I think that's one of the best seasons of the show in the last 10 years. I genuinely enjoy the production of it. I think the music, the score is memorable. It has like a synth score to it that's really cool. I think that it has like storylines that are surprising and pay off in the end, which is not super common. They say this thing where like every now and then the different age groups of the seasons are aimed for, and this one feels like it was aimed at a little bit of the older kids as opposed to the younger kids. Like, I think Ninja Steel, the last one before this, well, that wasn't the last one before this, I don't think. Was it? It might have been. But that one was aimed at like young kids. That was like 4 to 8, whereas this one's like 8 to 12. I know it seems weird, but there's some nods to Mighty Morphin in it. So if you're not familiar, I mean, they catch you up on it, but Lord Zed, I'm just spoiler alert, Lord Zed's in the show, and they do a great job. So I love it. I think, honest to God, it was the show where I was like, I do still really like Power Rangers. Oh, God. Craig just sent me Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation on Blu-ray. $57.99. I need like a $40 deal. Sorry. He does always watch out for me. In terms of this stuff. I also need Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Blu-ray because that's a show. I watch Parks and Recreation over and over again. I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine over and over again. Superstore has never been released in its entirety on DVD, so I can't watch that. I mean, I'll watch it. It's on Hulu still, but someday it won't be, and I'll be sad. That's the thing. Physical copies, babies. We need those physical copies. Because I bought Schitt's Creek, a physical copy of Schitt's Creek. I bought a physical copy of Community. Community I don't watch over and over again, but I'm glad I have it. But Parks and Rec, The Office, Schitt's Creek, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Superstore, those are the shows I will literally just like rotate through. I don't watch The Office as much as the other ones. I mean, I like The Office, but a show that I could watch beginning to end, no question. Like, it's easy. But Power Rangers, yeah, I would say that current show, Dino Fury, is very good. It's just fun. It's easy. And it's like, put it on in the background while you're doing something or something like that. But Beast Morphers was before Dino Fury. You are right. I liked Beast Morphers a lot too, actually. I was a fan of where that story went. But it does feel like there's a little more like filler in that one. But I'm very excited. There's a 10-episode series of Cosmic Fury, which is the next one coming out in August. And that it's like they're like, there's no fillers. We just start and we go. So I'm like, a show that's only 10 episodes, that's a one thing. That's only going to be about one thing. So that we're new territory. But anyway. Okay. Bye, Mark. Thanks for joining. I'm going to go to Scrubs I haven't watched. Doctor Who I do love. Oh, you can see. I got a little thing back here. I need to finish the Peter Capaldi Doctor Who. I'm where Clara left. So I have like a whole season still, and then obviously I need to watch the woman, and because I need to get with it, because before those specials are on, because I need to know what is going on. Also, that new Doctor is like, whoo, very good looking. I need to watch White Lotus. There's so many shows, but Doctor Who is a priority to like finish, because I was like, I would watch Doctor Who again like over and over. Like that was that summer I got into that. That was like, it was just so cinematic. And I remember like watching the River Song storyline with the Matt Smith Doctor. It was just like blew my mind. I love Abbott Elementary. I think Abbott Elementary is going to end up being one of those types of rewatch shows someday. But yeah, guys, I'll always talk about shows if we ever want to talk about shows. I just was stopping here. But let me see. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, anyway, okay. It's 9:30. I gotta go. I gotta go walk my babies. Great British Bake Off I'm gonna watch. I want to watch the Canadian Great British Bake Off. Great Canadian Bake Off. Because Dan Levy is like a host for like 2 seasons or something like that. But yeah, Jen, I'm telling you, the Tenet thing, it blows my mind. That's why I was like, I need to. Trey, I just almost accidentally banned you. I'm sorry. I like clicked on something and it was like, ban Trey Griffin. I'm like, oh. I think it's hard because like, I think David Tennant is a phenomenal doctor. David Tennant's season with Donna is my favorite season because I love Donna. But I think the shows that for me, I think the Matt Smith, like, specifically his second season was like, for me, I think that is the best beginning to end season of Doctor Who. Like, there's so many iconic things one after the other in that season, with like the silence, I think, is the beginning of that season, but then the River Song stuff, and it's all crazy. Oh, Ghost I do want to watch. Speaking of Power Rangers, because the main character on that show is from iZombie, who the girl from iZombie is a Power Ranger. I think she was like the Yellow RPM Ranger. Yellow RPM or Yellow Jungle Fury. I think she's yellow, but listen, I'm into it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all this stuff, this nerdy stuff. So I just want to say thank you very much, everybody, for your continued support, for tuning in, for making me feel like I have people I can just kind of rant to and speak out into the world. Because I do realize for the last hour and a half, it feels like I've just been talking out to myself here, but you're all here. And it's great. Yeah, Tori, I don't know where you can watch it, but I looked it up. There is a Canadian version of the Great British Bake Off. It's literally the same thing. It's just a Canadian version. And Dan Levy is a host for 2 seasons, or like one of the judges or something. And I've seen clips of it and stuff. And I have no idea. I think I'm going to have to like torrent it somewhere or something. I don't really do that anymore, so I don't know how to do that. But Rose MacGyver was Yellow RPM, as well as Tinkerbell and Once Upon a Time. That's right. Andrew, you were like the go-to. You're a good, like, you're going to be the guy on set for me. If I ever like can make it to like some sort of director status, you're the guy. I'm going to be like, we need this guy. You'd be a great script supervisor. But yeah, but I do really appreciate all of you for hanging out. I just felt like I wanted to like hop on here and just have fun and chat and do this. And it made me feel like I could do a new thing today. So that always feels good. So I'll come back and do this again. Maybe... I mean, tomorrow's like Wednesday. I don't want to make any promises, but I will probably do it again before Saturday. And if not, I will do it on the weekend for sure, because that's what we're here for, video games on the weekend. So, thank you everybody so much. Always thank you. Like I said, let me know. Heidi, always a pleasure. Always so wonderful. Always so positive. You guys are the players are all here tonight. All the big ones. So thank you, all of you. Yeah, let me know if you spot any of those morphers anywhere. Please feel free. Please don't ever feel like you're creeping up on me. Send me that social media thing. Sometimes I only have the social strength to like click a heart or whatever, but I promise you I'm reading it, and I'm promising you it means something to you. Like, so don't be shy. Don't be whatever. I'm just I'm just a nerd. I'm just a quiet nerd guy. Like, don't be. I'm not somebody to be nervous about. So, like, I'm saying it to you so that you can empower me to be able to do that for other people too. So thank you, everybody. This has been wonderful, and I hope you're all doing well. And I can't believe it's only Tuesday, but let's get through it, gang. I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.